There you go.
I'm going to do, here we go. By my calculations, this is episode number 65. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. All right. Save as 65. Peter, have you ever done a podcast before?
No.
Oh my God. Okay.
Well, I think just so how we'll do this, so you know, is we'll do a quick intro, John and I, and then we'll introduce you, get a little of your backstory, how you know John and all that, and then we can go into generational stuff. I'll definitely bring up The Bachelor, knowing that you watch it, and the Britney thing, and then whatever John has in mind.
Okay.
Check 1-1. I have nothing in mind. I'm just gonna.
Oh wait.
You know.
And then
you know me. I got nothing. Okay. I think Bob. Can I got their levels. Can I hear yours, Bob?
Test.
Okay. Maybe take yours down just
Up
a
or
notch
down?
down just a notch as per usual, with you and me being booming
Test.
mansplainer voices over Chase. It's not cool.
John, I assume I'll go into a little bit of what I do for a living too.
Are you comfortable with that?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, good. I'll we'll go with this, and then at any point if you say if you feel like, hi everybody and welcome to Generation Gab. My name is John Lear and I'm a Gen X fun dad.
And my name's Chase O'Donnell, and I'm a millennial semi-recent grad, and we are so happy to be here with you today. We might be live streaming, we don't know.
Yeah, as per usual, I'm in charge of it, so that means we don't know. Whenever the Gen X dude is on it, then we don't know. When Chase is on it, everything happens perfectly.
If we're live on Facebook right now, you have to tell us after.
If we are live on Facebook, then everybody saw the pre-mic check and you can see what a total fucking idiot I am.
Well, John, do you want to introduce our guest today?
Okay. Now, as many of you know, if you become a patron on our Patreon page, not a Patreon, a person who's patronizing us on our Patreon page is called a patron, not a Patreon. Okay. Right, Chase? Because we've established that. I think that's what you don't call them Patreons. You call them patrons. They're just being patrons vis-a-vis the Patreon page.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, we know most of the people who are on our Patreon.
Not really.
Well, now we're starting to build, but at the beginning, it was only Chase's family.
Well, it's a lot of my family. Shout out to
everybody,
my grandma,
every
Barbara.
single member. If only you had like 3 more brothers and sisters, we'd be able to break into on this thing. But we've also have some supporters that we didn't know, which is true. But if you donate $10 or more, then you get to be, I don't know how people look at this. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? But you are brought
You have the option. You have the option to be a guest on the show.
No, they have to do it, Chase. They have to, or we give them their $10 back. Yes. Well,
if they don't want to, we don't
I
have
don't want
to
their
make
filthy money if they don't want to be on the show.
Why not?
I don't know. That just doesn't sound right. I think if they should
They're
do it out of
money.
obligation.
Okay.
Well,
fine.
I don't know. You're probably right. Anyway.
We did have a guest that we were going to have on, and then he canceled the night before because he got too nervous. He was scared of John and
he was a big celebrity guest, and he listened to some of our past podcasts, and he called me. He felt so bad and said, I don't think I can do it, John.
So he didn't see my first podcast.
That's what I said to him. I was like, really? I mean, what the fuck, dude? It's not like we're Howard Stern here. And I mean, we're pretty softball, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
Chase is the nicest person in the world, and I'm a sociopath who pretends to be nice.
No, you're nice. But I think what we did is we went way off track because we were about to introduce our guest.
So one of our $10 patrons happens to be a very, very old friend of mine, going all the way back. Chase, if you want to know anything about me, this guest would probably know something that, anyway.
That you haven't revealed on this podcast already?
I don't know. I've pretty much revealed everything. But he was around. and he's a wonderful man. And let's bring him onto the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Peter Wise.
Hey, everyone. Thanks for the intro.
Wow.
Peter is one of the nicest guys. He's nicest guy in the world. And I have to tell you this, I was saying this before, but he looks exactly the same as he did in college. Peter, you really do.
I got carded all the way up until I was about 38.
Wow.
So I'm blessed with just the baby fat face.
Got a baby
and
face.
yeah, and thankfully it's carrying over, I guess. So thank you.
Chase has that too. Chase, I think you're gonna look young forever because
I hope so.
your mom looks very young.
Yeah.
You guys have good genes.
Yeah, but
I
it's
don't.
true. Peter Wise, you look young.
How old would you, if you didn't know, how old would you say he looks, Chase?
I would say like 40.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with that from now
That's
on.
at least 10 years, right?
Yeah. More than 10 years. I'm Gen X right there with you.
Okay.
Damn.
Gen
So
X.
look at him getting right on brand. Now,
And
so
can
we've got.
we tell our I'm sorry to cut you off, John. What were you gonna say?
I was just going to say that not only is Peter going to be on, but there's another important announcement we have to make. Chase is wasted. Chase is wasted on tonight's show. She's drinking a Moscow Mule. What is in that?
I just started drinking it. I'm only a few sips in.
Yeah, but you're a lightweight. We're going to.
Oh, no.
Really?
You won't see me getting tipsy on this show.
Take a
It's
Valium
just-
with it.
Okay.
You gotta take
I've
it
never
if you
taken
really
one
want to
of
get a
those.
good buzz. I bet there's one in your roommate's bathroom. There's got to be something
No.
in there. I'm telling you. I bet
But
there
anyways,
is.
we'll see. We'll see if I get a little tipsy by the end of the show. But
You'll-
before
You'll
we get
remember
into why
that.
I'm drinking it. Wait, sorry, you cut out. What'd you say? What'd you
You
say?
froze up, I think, just for a minute, or was it me?
Oh, it's
Bob?
probably my
Who
internet.
froze? Okay, yeah. I was going to say that if the old roommate was
Both of
still
you.
there, I bet you'd have some good stuff in your cabinet,
Oh, right.
in the bathroom cabinet.
Well, anyways, point is, I'm drinking this because the Bachelor show, Bachelorette, is on tonight, which we'll get to in a bit. But first, I was hoping, Peter, you could tell us a little, introduce yourself to the listeners, what you do for a living, tell us your backstory, and you can give us a fun story of John if you have one.
Oh, geez. That last one I'd have to think about. So I went to, I grew up in Pittsburgh.
Go Steelers!
Go Steelers. You see the Steelers pennant in my background.
I do. And it's an old school.
Yeah,
pennant,
old
too.
school. Went to Northwestern, studied theater, but it really, like, if you imagine happy young Peter, it's someone who played D&D, got lost in a book, went for a bike ride, and was working on putting on plays. And all that has changed in the 30 years since then is instead of working to put on plays, I make video games.
Wow.
Peter has the job that everybody wants, or at least I want. He makes video games. My son is crashing the podcast. There he is. Hudson Lear got 3 shots today, everybody. 3. He got, what did you get? Flu, HPV, and something else. 3 shots. Way to go. Way to go.
Nice.
The HPV, I think, was the worst one. Keep going, Peter. I'm sorry.
So I've been making video games for 24 years.
That's the
Wow.
best job.
Wait, 24
You have
years?
the job that everybody wants.
24 years
Yes.
ago,
Yep.
video
Name
games.
some of the games you've worked on.
Okay, so I started at Disney. The biggest game I worked on at Disney was Kingdom Hearts, the original Kingdom Hearts.
Wow.
Do you know it?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know it. Wow.
So I was the Disney side producer on that, just explaining to a bunch of Disney executives that we weren't ruining the Disney brand.
That's hard to
Um,
do.
It was hard to do.
They're tough, man. Because their brand is everything.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and that sort of unlocked my superpower, which was just teaming up really great developers and navigating them through corporations and unlocking money so that we could keep making games.
That you are the most important. You're the connector.
Right.
You're the executive whisperer.
Yep. Yeah, and
Wow.
along the way, I've become an executive. So, like, I ran at Warner Brothers. Like I was in charge of a bunch of games that people would know, like the Arkham series, like any of the Batman games.
Amazing.
Yep.
Amazing. I spent so much of my life in that world.
Yeah,
and it
they're
was
so
so
good.
much better than this world.
They're so good.
much better.
Yeah, John loves video games.
Oh, I love 'em.
I've never gotten into video games besides like Sims because I have a sister and we weren't video game girls. But in the 90s, I did play Mario Kart,
Yeah.
which
Good game.
I think you could talk about, since this is a generational themed show, how the evolution of video games has changed, because 24 years ago, that was like was that the beginning of video games?
No, it was the
No.
beginning of kind of the PlayStation generation.
Yeah, no, Chase, we had a game called Pong.
And
That
you
was
had
the beginning.
Pac-Man, I know, but
But
you know what I
Pong
mean.
was the first one you could play at home. And some neighbors on our street had Pong. And they were just two lines that
Right.
went up and down, and you played ping pong.
Yeah.
So
But
maybe
they gave you a piece of plastic to put on the TV screen to make it look like a tennis court.
So maybe I mean in the 90s is when it started becoming more elaborate.
Yeah, it was the first. Like, it was the beginning of high sort of like 3D graphics on on home consoles. So like my
Yes.
first game, my first console game was Bugs Life, based on the Pixar movie.
I
Great,
love Bugs
great.
Life.
That
Yeah.
was also on some Macs. When you bought Macs, Bugs Life was on it.
Yep,
The
yep.
clamshell, I think.
Yep.
Chase
Wow.
doesn't know what the clamshell is. God, she's so young.
But that, and then recently, like I'm at Xbox now, and we just launched Flight Simulator, which is
Ooh, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Peter sent me some stuff. It looks unbelievable.
it's
You're
unreal.
flying a plane. You're flying
Yeah.
a plane.
And it's the whole world. It's the whole
Yeah.
world in real weather. It just looks amazing. It's like this
No
crazy
way.
simulation. Yeah.
Peter, if somebody logs 10,000 hours on the Xbox Flight Simulator, would you trust them to land a jet in real
Hell
life?
no. Hell no.
No. But if they had to, now if the pilot and the co-pilot both have heart attacks, they say, we need somebody to fly a plane. A bunch of gamers are going to raise their hand and say, I think
Yeah.
I can do it.
This is probably true. And they would know their way around the cockpit. But like those are some of the most fun streams to watch, is like real pilots playing flight sim. Yeah.
And they give it a high grade. Do they say
Yeah. It's like when you look at the ratings, like you go to Metacritic, you can go to Metacritic for anything,
Yes.
like TV or whatever. So that game is like a 93 on Metacritic right now.
Whoa.
Wow.
That's
So it's
like NFL players playing Madden.
That's
you
right.
know,
Yeah.
you've got it. Wow, dude, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
That's amazing. Do you watch people play it on like Twitch?
Yeah, you can watch it on Twitch. Like we have a whole channel on Twitch and a lot of streams on YouTube, and so
Okay.
yeah, just
So would they just
Yeah.
search the Xbox
Now,
Flight Sims.
okay, so
channel?
if you just search for Flight Simulator, you'll
Oh, okay.
find streams on YouTube or on Twitch.
because Microsoft bought the words Flight Simulator.
Well, and
so
it's
they
been
own
around.
them
It's
now.
like Microsoft Flight Simulator's been around since '82 or something.
Right. So but even when I just said Flight Simulator, that hit some database where if people are watching this and click on me saying Flight Simulator, it'll take you to a page
Yeah.
where you can buy the game.
Really?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, not true. But it will be very soon. Very
Yeah.
soon, right?
Well, Peter,
Okay,
I
so
feel like
Peter,
sorry, I think our lag is making me interrupt you.
it's okay. You go for it, Chase. Go.
I was just going to say, I think your job is millions and millions and millions of people's dream job. That is very, very cool.
Yeah, no, thank you. I probably agree with you. Like I've been very lucky to find this like weird fusion of all my passions, and been really been doing it for 24 years, and
Wow.
it's been a great ride. Yeah.
You
You
need to be
seem-
a kid at heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's always been like that. Even in college, I thought you just always seem good-natured, pretty happy. You know,
Yep.
you're not. I mean, you're not on a lot of medication, I would assume, like I am.
Nope, not a lot of medication. No, and yeah, I agree. Like I'm pretty hard to shake. Like I'm pretty calm and easygoing, and like so people like to work with me. But then I also just figured out how to like get things greenlit, and like I'm good at managing people and motivating teams, and so you just get
Yes.
more and more sort of responsibility as the years go on, and then and who knew that I was ambitious too? So you start like, what else can I do? Like
Right.
became a drive for me. And so yeah, so I'm working on like four more games that aren't announced right now, and like we've got a lot going on.
But Chase, he's
Yeah.
announcing all four for the first time right here on Generation Gab.
Yeah.
Pete, what do you think the differences are between Gen X gamers and millennial gamers? What do they want and that we didn't want, or vice versa?
Well, the games have evolved so much. Like, well, the biggest thing is that like phones have just changed the landscape. So
Yeah.
you've gone from like games that you play at home to games everywhere with the way we talk about it is there's 2.4 billion gamers in the world because that's how many people on phones are playing games.
Wow.
So
that's a lot of people. That's almost China. That's
Yep.
all of China almost.
Yep.
Wow.
But what do the millennials, because I know as a gamer, as a Gen X gamer, what I really like are campaigns.
Right.
I like a story. I like a beginning, middle, and end. I want to like Last of Us, I think we talked about.
Yep.
That game, I loved that game because it felt like a sandbox game, but I was being guided gently through a narrative. Do millennials like that? It seems to me they just like what are the games where they're just big, wide open games where they're just shooting each other?
I mean, that's like Call of Duty and Fortnite. And so I think the main thing that's changed there is that games have become a place to hang out together. And so what's changed from millennial to Gen X is like millennials just get online and hang out together, and it happens to be in a game. And so you start to think about building games as social spaces.
Yeah.
And in a social space, you don't want all the pressure of like I'm being shot to shit, or like I need some time to breathe. I need a time like I'm over here's where we can socialize, and so it becomes this like sort of background thing that you do to hang out together.
Like World of Warcraft, they're over there crafting or making their stuff, and they're chatting while they're doing that. And people have met the loves of their lives on World of Warcraft. There's all these crazy stories. Chase, maybe that's where because Chase is to me a top shelf get, but she is too picky with the men that she dates. So I say, take the visual out of it, Chase, and just put yourself in World of Warcraft where you can't see them. You don't know, so you fall in love with their brains.
I don't think I'll do that. But I'm glad that that's worked for people. That's so beautiful.
It really has. People
there have been World of Warcraft weddings.
It's so bizarre. And the characters get married, but the people are really getting married at the same time.
That's right.
See, now that to me is why I remember when video games first came out, and they from the very beginning, it was like, it's going to ruin the world. It's going to, violence. And really, I knew this as an early gamer. It was about socializing because you would always play with somebody.
You guys remember the very first, like you guys were around when video games were invented?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Gen X generation is
kids?
the generation of video games. Yes.
So you were the target audience for when video games came out.
And that's why Peter's so interesting, because he grew up literally with Pong, the first video game. He went through all those games, Atari, I'm leaving a ton of them out.
Like SNES, NES, and then Super NES, Sega Genesis.
And the computer games, don't forget those.
Like Commodore 64.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, God. And now he's at the very cutting edge with Xbox, is it 5 or what are you?
Series X and S are the next the next
Wow.
generation of Xbox. Yeah.
God. So, I mean, you've literally now. Here's where I want, and that's funny because you're talking about how millennials wanted to be, to be socialized, whereas Gen X, I want to isolate. I want it for escape. I want to get away from people.
Yeah.
I don't want some 12-year-old blowing my ass off the minute I come in. And some kid from are you there? Did I lose you guys?
Yeah, we
Hold
lost
on,
you.
something
You don't want kids
happened.
blowing your ass off.
We lost you for a
Yeah,
second.
hold
but
on,
you're
you
back.
guys. The something happened with. I wonder if it had to do with the check. Okay.
Now we're live streaming.
Yeah. Oh, are we?
No, I don't know. Like maybe that's.
Yeah, something happened. Everything froze up. Hold on. I got to make sure we've got this. Stand by.
Standing
Okay,
by.
we do. Chase, there's going to be a cut in the video, in the audio. 'Cause
No problem.
Okay. All right, we had a little interruption there. But what I was trying to say is some 12-year-old from Germany blowing my ass off the minute I enter the world,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
want
you
that.
don't want that.
No.
So you think millennials are playing as a social thing and Gen Xers are playing to escape their lives?
Their horrible lives.
That's one big generalization. There is still going in and getting your ass blown away. As so but you kind of self-select into the experience you want. So if you want to go where the high skill players are, that's Battlefield, that's Call of Duty.
Ugh.
Fortnite is much more mellow of even if you die, you just get into another match. And so that's the other thing that's changed for this generation, I would say, is session-based. Sessions are really short. So you're in for 15 or 20 minutes is how the games are designed. If you're building a multiplayer experience versus The Last of Us, which is just keep you in that game for as long as they can.
I love that. I hear the sequel not so good.
I
Have
loved
you
it.
played it?
I loved it. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay,
and
that's
it's our
enough for me.
competition, so.
It is. Okay, sorry.
Free plug for them, but it's a great it's intense, it's dark.
Yeah.
But
it is.
It's great.
It's in the zombie apocalypse, Chase, but it's a good one. It's a real heart. You would be surprised, Chase, how much these characters are drawn, how good the writing is. I mean, it really is amazing. And scripts for some of these, how long are the scripts, Peter?
Well, it depends. I mean, it's so I worked on a game like Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor.
Great.
And we had 80,000 lines for that game because you meet all of these orcs and you're in Mordor and you meet all these orcs, and all these orcs have their own personal stories, and you build these relationships with the orcs as the game goes on. And so to get that nailed, you have to write 80, you have to write all these lines of dialogue. So we have 80,000, 100,000 lines of dialogue in that game.
100,000.
I auditioned for a video game one time.
She'd be good, Peter. Listen to her voice. She's got. You could.
No, I
you
didn't
guys
do
could
well.
Suck
I
her
didn't
dry.
book it, but I did
What?
audition.
You're
for
great.
One.
You're just auditions suck. You'd be great to have, and she can improvise. So if you want a little something different,
if you want more than
She can deliver.
80,000 lines, I can make it
Yeah.
90,000.
Yeah. I have
So Peter, after this, he's going to sign you to a contract. Chase.
and then I got it. And then I'll do a quick plug. You can cut it out later if you want. The other game we released this year, which is a great story game, but also I think a great we're really proud of it culturally, is this game called Tell Me Why, which for a major studio, it's one of the first games with a transgender character that is playable in it.
Whoa! Awesome.
And so just really trying to get representation as good as we could in that game. That game was built with a partner called Don't Nod Entertainment. And that game is out now. It just came out in the beginning of September. So we're really proud of that game.
That's really cool. And I feel like video games have always been ahead of the curve in terms of diversity and trying new things.
But that's
certainly
huge.
certainly the indie scene for sure. Yeah.
Especially
is a lot of it.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Chase. No.
I was going to say,
Go ahead.
especially because Video gamers, I think, tend to be straight males. Like that's who I tend to see playing them. So I think that's huge that you're putting that in there to change the mindset of a lot of people.
Yeah, that's the mission. The mission is like, of course, like those games are always going to be there for that audience, but the more we can widen the audience, the better.
Yeah.
What do you think about Amongst what is it? Amongst Us? That new
Among
game?
Us.
Among Us. My kids are playing that. Do you know that one, Chase? It's brand new, or it's basically just that game Mafia that you used to play, where one person can or murder. They called it all kinds of different things. Where one person's a murderer and the others have to figure out who the murderer is before he kills them all.
Yeah. There's 12 people on a spaceship or something, and one of them's an imposter and runs around and kills everybody. And so, but can you get all your tasks done before you're killed? But again, like what that game is, it's an excuse to hang out with your friends. So my daughter jumps on and plays with her friends down in Burbank, and is just screaming and having a blast. And that's the main appeal of that game. Plus it's a fun go around and see if you can guess who the imposter is.
But that's really secondary to the fact that they're all my daughter. How old is your daughter?
16.
16. Okay, so mine's 14. She does the same thing. She'll get on with her girlfriends and they'll and guy friends, and they'll just talk and hang out while they're playing each other.
Yep, exactly.
God. Well, how soon before you can put me into an artificial coma and connect me to a video game so that I will think I'm actually inside the game and my life works out the way I want it to? Or has that already happened? I
think that's just called smoking a lot and putting on a VR headset.
See, I tried that forever. I already am. Maybe I am. Maybe you know it and you're not going to tell me. Maybe this is a simulation.
Generation Gab simulation. Start now.
Yeah, you got to be a nut job to create some Generation Gab in a simulation.
Well, I have a great segue.
Okay, great.
Just like how people hang out watching video games and playing video games, another great hangout sesh is Bachelor. Was that a good segue?
Way to go. Way to go, Chase.
I think Bachelor is my video game because that's where all my girlfriends go to I'm part of a Bachelor in Paradise fantasy league this season, and
what?
Oh yeah. So anyways.
Wait, what? What do? You all try to figure out.
It's just like fantasy football. You pick who you think's going to win. You pick your team. So each episode you pick what guys you think the Bachelorette's going to pick. But this is what I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
The Bachelorette this season, and I hope everyone listening knows what The Bachelorette is. It's a show where a girl dates 30 men and picks her husband. This season, she is 39. They've only had 20-somethings be bachelorettes. This is a 39-year-old woman, Gen X. We're going to bring in generations there. What do you guys think about a 39-year-old bachelorette? I just want to start off there.
Can I answer first? If
Sure.
a 39-year-old woman said hello to me, my heart would stop.
Okay,
that's
but John, the guys on the show are 25. The majority age is 28. There's a couple 30-year-olds, and then there's one guy that's her age. No one's older than her. They did not.
Has she had any kids?
No.
Okay, that's a big one.
Why?
Well, just because it ravages the body. Women. I mean, making a human being is not an easy thing to do.
She hasn't had a kid. She's been on The Bachelor 5 different times. This is her, I think now 6th time in the series. She's never been able to find a man. Claire.
That's so Gen X.
But
Peter, you said you watched this with your daughter, so were you aware of this new Bachelorette?
Yeah, of course. Now we're along for the ride. Although I feel like social media has ruined The Bachelor somewhat, because what's gonna what's gonna happen with Claire already.
What? I don't.
Oh, it's all over the place. Like she's gonna leave early.
Oh yeah, I
What?
already knew
Yeah.
that.
What?
She finds
Yeah.
love in like 2
God
weeks.
damn it! I didn't know that.
Well, they're bringing in a bachelorette that's much younger.
Yeah.
But
Who's much we like her a lot better.
that's what
Anyway, so
everyone's saying. They want to get rid of Claire.
Yeah.
Why? What's wrong with Claire?
They don't like. I honestly don't think they like her because
America
her
hates old
age.
people. Yes, I knew it. America hates old people.
This is why I think they don't like it, because of her age. I think because she's 39 and hasn't found someone yet, so they're going, what's wrong with her?
Jeez. Well, let me tell you.
Am I wrong? Peter's rolling his eyes.
Well,
Peter, what do you have to say about that?
No. I just think she's a train wreck regardless of age. So
Right.
I think it's just
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
If she's 39 and hasn't found someone, it's probably because she's a train wreck, and any
Right.
guy that's come into her life, she's been like, get out of my, like, she's found a reason to not make it work.
Yeah.
Well, that's how
Yeah.
She's
all of it.
beautiful.
We're all flawed.
Yeah.
like
But
that.
I mean, she's better than Peter.
Oh, you know Bachelor. She's
Yeah, we're very
way
Bachelor
better
Nation
than
here.
Peter because
Yeah.
she knows what she wants.
Yeah. Yeah.
So John, first night, and Bob, I don't know if you watched. First night, she met all the guys right in a row, and after this one guy, Dale, she goes, "That's my husband. I just
That's
met
my
him."
boo.
What? She said it at the beginning. Doesn't she
Yeah.
understand the whole point of the show?
Well, that's
Like,
why
what the
we think
fuck?
it's going to end early,
Yeah.
because she already knows who she wants. But he's 30. He's a pro NFL player.
Yeah.
Such a catch. Do you think he would really go
Who?
for
Who is he?
39-year-old
X.
Claire? He's ex.
No
NFL
way.
player.
No way.
No way. He just
Yeah, yeah.
won't.
Oh, X.
He could
Yeah.
get a 25-year-old girl.
Let me tell you, I have a lot of friends who are divorcing their wives and getting with 25-year-old women, and it never works out. Never, ever, ever. The woman wants to have a kid. The guy's already had kids. It's a car accident.
Yeah, Claire's gonna want kids, and she's gonna need to hurry, I think,
Fast.
because women
Yeah.
have a time clock. And I just don't know if Dale, this super catch, is gonna be along for the ride. Once I think he came on the show.
You think his sperm count is low, or what are you saying?
No, I'm saying, like, I think he came on the show for probably publicity, but once he realizes that Claire's gonna choose him, I think he might get cold feet. I don't think I don't know. Am I being too harsh?
You think he'll say
on
no?
Claire?
He won't take the rose? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I
He'll
don't
hand
think
the
he
rose
will.
back?
No, he'll probably. I would see him riding it out and then breaking up later. You don't want to damage your image until.
Yeah, he'll
after
break
the
it
show.
up later. But poor Claire, like, she doesn't have time for one more breakup.
Well, let me ask you. Like, I find that The Bachelor, like, all these new bachelors and bachelorettes are like changing the rules of The Bachelor, which I find really annoying. Like, you're supposed to ride it out till the end, but you keep having like, who is the virgin bachelor, and he's like, no,
Colton.
yeah, like,
Ugh.
I'm just gonna leave. I'm leaving now. There's 4 left, but I found he
You're
got
right.
dumped, and he's like, I quit. Like, I'm chasing
Oh
her.
my gosh, Peter, you're such a fan of The Bachelor. This is just
Yeah.
blowing my mind.
I am fascinated by this conversation because I don't understand any of it. You guys are like talking about physics. Bob, do
Well,
you
that's how
listen
I
to
felt.
The Bachelor?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've seen it here and there.
I mean,
but I'm
see it.
no super fan, I'll tell you that.
These guys know their shit.
I'm so impressed with Peter. This is
Yeah.
so exciting. But yeah,
I like My Bachelor.
there's been the past like 6 seasons, the Bachelor or Bachelorette has not ended up with the person they chose.
Well, that's horrible. Don't they understand the format of the show? The whole point of the show is to
And
go through
the
it, pick
last
somebody,
2?
marry them, and spend the rest of your life with them.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
John.
For better or worse, by the way.
So I just I got your opinion. You're thrilled about a 39-year-old bachelorette, John. You would be happy
Hell
to
yeah.
be would you be happy to be a 25-year-old guy?
With a,
Getting-
I had sex with somebody who was twice my age, or she was
But married?
older.
Married to someone twice your age?
Okay, am I this John going back in time, knowing what's happened to me now, or am I a fresh John at 25 who doesn't know dick about shit?
Either. Whatever you want.
Okay, if I'm a fresh John, I'd be like, sure, what's the difference? Love is love. If I'm this John, I'd be like, hell no. I want to be put in a coma and watch TV for the rest of, be in a video game that works out perfectly. I want Peter to plug my brain into a game.
Get that
Okay.
perfect woman right in the video game.
Yes, and a woman in the video. Exactly, Bob.
And Peter, your opinion on Claire is that you just think she's a little crazy.
Yeah. And she's going to be confrontational, and like the good thing about her is she won't put up with any shit, and that already played out in episode 1, so I'm like it'll be fun to just watch the train wreck. Is kind of where I land on it.
Okay.
Now, Chase, would you do The Bachelor as the Bachelorette? Would you do that show if somebody came to you and said, we want you?
2 years ago, I tried extremely hard to be a PA on the show. I sent in a tape asking to be a PA. I reached out to producers asking to be a PA. I found someone that was a PA. I had a lunch with her and asked her to put me in touch. I really tried to be a PA on the show because I just want to be their friends. I just want to be that cool PA that knows them, but it didn't work out.
Yes. But you would never subject yourself as the star of The Bachelor.
Well, to be honest, at this point, at 29, I would be, I know Claire's 39, but at 29, you're still one of the older ones. And it's just like they cast girls that are like 22 to 24. Like that's the age.
But in this, what I'm trying to say, would you take it if they offered, they say, we want to do somebody who's 29. Chase, will you do it?
I'd do it. Yeah, I'd do it. But
Okay.
I'd
Have to.
Yeah.
What if
I
one of the guys
agree.
what if one of the guys was like 46 or 47?
I
Or
wouldn't
82.
date him.
Oh, okay.
What about
Yeah.
82-year-old? What if
I
you met the
wouldn't do it.
82-year-old
A Texas
and you fell
billionaire.
in love? You loved him. You genuine love. Would you marry him?
Well, if I was genuinely in love with him, it would be more like as a grandfather figure.
Yeah, that would be really weird.
I
Great
just would never.
ratings.
I
Great ratings.
I wouldn't even be like, even guys in their 40s, I see them as more like I don't
Boy,
see them as
here it
like
comes.
I don't see them as there's too much of an age gap. I think
Oh, you see them as old, invisible people, is what you're saying.
no, I see
Oh,
that.
well, you know what? You know what, millennials?
There-
Guess what? COVID is going
There
to
goes
kill
my
all
shot.
of us. They're going to kill all of us, and you millennials will be left alone by yourself to bury all the bodies.
Okay, but my
And
question
we'll see
is,
how you do.
I have a question, men. Why couldn't the producers of The Bachelor find any, not a single eligible bachelor in his 40s? What's the deal? Why couldn't they get anyone older than Claire? Do guys just go downhill once they turn 40? What's going on? Why couldn't they find anyone?
Look at Peter. He
Pretty
looks
much.
fantastic.
Right? Yeah.
you
Where's my
all
call?
would be great. Maybe everyone's just married.
I think it's just intentional to bring up the drama of the age gap.
Oh, okay. You're right. They
too.
wanted the drama.
Me too.
Create the
But
drama.
that's why she shouldn't pick the fucking dude early on in the thing. What an idiot. I hate Claire.
I know we've gone on a lot about The Bachelor, so I'm just gonna end it really.
Yeah.
We wrapped that up? I want all the loose ends to be tied up, but I have one more thing to show. Okay,
No,
I'm gonna
I can't
share
think of
my
anything. Okay,
screen.
here we go.
I'm sharing
She's
my
sharing her screen
screen.
on Zoom and maybe on Facebook.
Oh.
Whoa.
Hey,
Oh,
Brittany.
Brittany. It's Brittany.
Oh my God.
Oh, Brittany. Oh, what's she doing now? What's she saying, Chase? So Chase is for those of you listening, Chase is sharing her screen with us. It looks to me like it's Instagram. And
Can you not hear it?
We can't
No,
hear it.
We can't hear it.
Oh. Okay. Stop share then.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay. So she shared.
She
it
was like-
Brittany in a if you post the link, I'll do it from here. But she was in a bikini, and she was talking to the camera, very high, unflattering angle.
Can you hear it now?
I wore like 3 days ago to the
Yes.
beach. But I said, hey, why not give it another shot? But while I'm at it, I just want to let you guys know the 5 most important things that you need to bring when you go to the beach. A towel, oil, sunscreen, a dog, and a hat. I'm going to go to my jacuzzi now. So this is the exact
Okay.
same
Oh my
place.
God, Brittany! Oh my
Wow.
God!
I want
So
to know
she's-
your guys' opinion on Brittany.
I'm
In
gonna
that video.
diagnose her. I'm diagnosing her. Right? She's bipolar. She's definitely bipolar, and she needs medication. And I'm not a doctor, but I'm diagnosing her fully. Thank you.
Peter?
Well, per my daughter, there's a conspiracy theory about Brittany being controlled by like her manager and whoever is like in charge of her estate right now is like just pulling the strings on the Brittany puppet. So like I just look at an empty shell,
Oh,
just fueled by whatever psychotropic drugs she's on, just like go say this, and she does it.
She said,
Oh.
Bob, I want to hear what you thought too.
Oh, I'm just going to repeat exactly what Peter said.
Okay.
That's
I mean,
exactly
the
how
double
I see
take.
it.
The most disturbing part of that video to me is the double take at the end. I'm going to the beach or whatever. I'm going to my
Jacuzzi.
Jacuzzi.
She does a double take that's so Disney and so dark, and it's just
So
oh.
I want to know, as you guys were both BFA or, actors at Northwestern, John, you're a brilliant improviser. I'd like you both to tell me your top 5 things to bring to the beach. Brittany said sunscreen, oil, a hat, and I have no idea what else. But
All right.
what do you say
First
to
of
bring
all,
to the beach?
bring those umbrellas that you stick in the sand. Those are good. I didn't realize till I had one. So definitely bring an umbrella because I hate the direct sunlight and I need shade immediately in order to take a nap if my kids have left me alone for more than 3 seconds.
Okay.
Then you also should bring, that's one. Then you should also bring contact lens cleaner because sand gets into your contact lens and that can be really bad.
Bad.
Bring a t-shirt because no one wants to see a man my age with their shirt off. Bring some food. Everybody wants to eat something. And bring the dogs. There's some dog beaches that are amazing. I recommend that.
Oh, she did.
You
Brittany,
will love them.
Brittany said to bring a dog.
Oh, she did?
Mhm.
Okay.
All right.
I'm with Brittany.
Got that in common.
I love her.
And you have one more.
Oh, shit. I don't know. Some sleeping pills. A ton
Okay.
of melatonin. A lot of melatonin.
Okay, Peter, what would you bring to the beach? What are your 5 must-haves?
So a book,
Oh,
Um,
nice.
frisbee,
Good.
a blanket, water,
Water shit.
and
Yes.
goggles.
Goggles.
Oh my
Why? To go in
gosh.
the ocean with the goggles?
Yeah.
Your list
go
is
swimming,
so
yeah. Is it-
much more practical than Brittany's. That's a
Oh,
practical list.
I mean,
I thought you were going to say it was more practical than mine. I was going to say, listen, if you could stand under your contact lens, who are you going to come
Yours-
hang out with?
Yours was pretty practical, John. The umbrella, the shirt,
Yes.
the contact lenses, the sleeping
thank you.
pills. Yeah. Those were great. So
Oh, God,
those were the things I wanted to touch on, and I'm so glad you guys
what were your 5,
participated.
Chase?
yeah, what are your 5? Your phone.
Oh, yeah, because you want to take some pretty beach pictures.
And post them.
You want to bring sunscreen. And Brittany
Yeah.
did say that. You
Chase,
wanna-
you're very fair skinned, so I bet you burn quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to bring a towel, which neither of you said.
I said blanket.
You said a
Yeah.
blanket, which is different than a towel because you need to
True,
dry off.
You could use his book as a towel if you had to.
Oh,
Or
that's what I was going
Fanny
to
with
say.
my frisbee.
Yeah, and his frisbee.
I would say then a book and a journal.
A
To
journal.
journal.
Chase,
To
when are you
read.
going to bring your journal to the podcast so we can start reading your journal? Like let's start early journals.
I actually have, this will be fun for a later episode, but I have a thing on my phone called Thought Diary, where when I'm freaking out, I'll write down my thoughts to calm me down. It's like a cognitive therapy
Yeah,
type
that's
thing.
a very good technique.
And I went back through them. I have it's very funny.
You
what
got to do next
I write
week.
about.
We've got to do it. Next week, everybody, we're going to get inside Chase's brain. Yay! We're at the end of our time here. And Peter, thank you so much, dude.
Yeah.
You are such a good guy. Thanks for, being a patron. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for talking about video games. It makes me want to get going, man. I just moved. I need to upgrade. When does the new Xbox come out?
November.
November. Perfect. Perfect. All right.
Woo!
I'm gonna get one. I gotta
Get it.
I gotta game it up.
And remind us of the name of the new.
And
Oh, sorry, my internet cut out. Remind us the name of the new game that's
I
coming
think she's
out.
saying, what is the name of the new
Game.
game?
Okay, well, the games that came out from my group this year are Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Flight Simulator, and Tell Me Why.
Tell me why.
Tell me
that's
why.
The one you
Tell me
said
why.
that
That's the
has
cool
the-
one.
Yep.
The
yeah.
trans character.
Yep.
Awesome.
And Flight Simulator, so we all can land a plane.
Yep.
Games are good. Games are good for the world.
And everyone be a patron of this show.
Oh, God bless you. All right, now, as per usual, before we go, Chase, what are you doing this weekend?
This weekend, I don't know.
Oh, God, the longer we get into, have you noticed the longer we get into the COVID, more and more of I don't know, nobody knows anything.
Yeah.
Peter, what do you got going?
Well, maybe I'll get around to mushroom hunting in the woods.
Oh.
Oh, Jesus. You're too old to be taking mushrooms. Are you going to take mushrooms
No,
with your wife?
just
this weekend?
chanterelles and,
I see. Okay.
yeah.
For cooking.
Yeah.
You're a foodie.
A foodie.
Bob,
John.
what
Bob.
do you got? What do you got this weekend? Bowling, golf?
No, I've got, I've been on lockdown myself for almost 2 weeks now, minus a couple days, and I'm going to have my toes in the water and ass in the sand this weekend. Driving out to San Diego and LA this week.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
out the
yeah.
Arts
Bob's
District.
coming out.
Oh, my
All right.
God.
Be in
We
town
gotta get
Friday
together.
and Saturday.
We got to get together. All right.
Amazing.
So we got to work that out offline. This weekend, what am I doing? I don't think I'm doing anything. I'm just nervous about the election. I'm just so stressed and obsessed about it. It's ridiculous. It's gone way too far. My son took my phone away from me the other day because I can't
Oh.
stop looking at I just want the world to, be nice again.
Me too.
Um,
Well,
Here,
this
here.
weekend, you're what? You're obsessing over the election?
I'm also calling. I'm calling voters to get out the vote
Good.
on Saturday.
Get
Florida
out the
voters,
vote.
get ready. I'm going to be calling you sons of bitches.
Oh my gosh, how cool. A celebrity's going to be calling people. That's kind of cool.
Oh, they don't. Yeah, but I remain anonymous. You don't want to. You don't want to tell people anything. Those people will kill you. They'll find you and kill you. America is.
I want to hear how you sound on one of those calls. Are you
I say hi.
Oh,
I say hi, Shirley. This is John calling from the Florida Democratic. Oh shit! I just outed myself. The Florida Democratic Party. We're just calling voters to see how you're doing. If you've gotten your ballot, if you know where to drop it off, or you know where to take it. If you have any questions at all, I'd be happy to help you. And then they'll ask a question. I'll be like, oh shit. Okay, just a minute. And I have to look it up and find okay, what county are you in? Oh, okay. Do you have a computer? No? Okay, this is the phone number you need to call
No.
to check on your ballot. I do stuff like that.
wow,
Yeah.
John. And just to wrap it up really quickly, Peter, did you think of any story about John in college? Was he as crazy as he is now?
Okay, so maybe, John, you can end with this because it would be just a treat for me, which is like one of my favorite moments is like John thinking about what if the joke never ended? And it was
Right.
It was like the guy goes to the doctor and he's
Yes,
like,
I
I've
know
got
that.
bad news and
Oh my
I've got
God.
worse news.
Yeah, so a guy comes into, I love this joke. A guy comes into a doctor's office and
But the premise of it is like you set it up like I'm going to tell this joke and it will never end.
yeah, it'll never end. This is a joke that never ever ends. And a guy comes into the doctor's office and the doctor checks him out and he says, I've got some bad news and I've got some really bad news. And what do you want to hear first? He's like, oh, Jesus. I don't know. Give me the really bad news. And he goes, you've got Alzheimer's. And he's like, what? I have Alzheimer's? What could be worse than that? What could be possibly be worse than having Alzheimer's? And he says, you've got AIDS. And then the guy goes, well, at least I don't have Alzheimer's. Good night, everybody. And he goes, no, I just told you, you do have Alzheimer's. He goes, what? I have Alzheimer's? Why didn't you tell me? I did tell you. No, you didn't. You said I had something else. What was it? I can't remember. AIDS. What? I have AIDS. Oh my God. It's the worst thing. It's going to kill me. Oh, the only thing that would like help me along would be able to forget it. Forget that I have AIDS. Like if I had Alzheimer's, you do. What? I have Alzheimer's? Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. You know, and it goes, you just go on forever.
Think
Well,
you
at
could
least
put
I
a
don't
good
have
30
AIDS.
together?
Wait, and you wrote this in college?
No, I just heard the joke, and then Peter and I were high at a wedding. I think we were at a wedding.
It might have been Betsy's wedding. Yeah.
Yes, we were at a wedding, and I just, did
And
it
you
for
did
like
it all
a half
night
hour,
long.
and Peter
Yeah.
was dying, and it was.
Oh, wow. Thank
Cause-
you. Honestly, standing O.
Well, it's funnier if I do it for like a half hour.
No, I don't even. I think
It
that was
is.
perfect.
All right,
well,
you
thank
guys.
you
Peter,
so
thank you
much.
so much.
Yeah,
such a
you're
good
welcome.
dude,
Thanks
man.
for having me on. It was a thrill to be here.
All
Thanks
right.
thanks for being on, and you should come back on whenever you want.
Yes, whenever you want.
And whenever you have a new video game starting, we can plug it and whatever. Just
All right.
let us know.
Yeah.
It'll be we'll launch it. We'll launch
You'll be on my launch tour. Excellent.
it. All right, that's it, you guys. I just stopped the record. Peter, that was awesome, man. Thank
Cool,
you.
man. Thank